Hey everyone, it's Brent in Central Arkansas. It is a beautiful 72 degrees. Let me take you on a greenhouse update. This is the first flawn platform. I've got some onions here that I'm trying to seed out. I've got some cabbages here, some cabbages there. That variety is Discovery, as you can see. Spinach that is ready to harvest. More spinach here, it's a little further behind. Got some Alamo turnip greens that are ready to harvest. Some baby pak choys there and there. Some more cabbage, 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 all the way down. Cabbage takes a really long time to grow, so you need to keep a good bit going at all times. That's my thoughts on it. Here's a pretty head of cabbage growing in one of those pots that I'm kind of getting away from. It looks very beautiful and it's starting to head up here. Here, this is Butter Crunch. I got some more Alamos on the back burner. Come around to the other side here. I got a cauliflower, and she's starting to head up. Some pretty cauliflower down there. That's going to be delicious. And over here, I've got some broccoli that I'm wrapping. I'm going to try some dense wrapping techniques, but this one's a little far gone. You can see here on the little florets they're starting to elongate, so that's going to be popping some yellow flowers soon, so I need to get that. Immature, and that's because we've gone from cold to warm weather quite a bit. Over here I've got some cabbage in intermediate stages here. These are Gonzales variety, and they are a smaller type of cabbage, and I got 4 in each one of these. Got one a little further along here, and they're starting to head up a little bit. Pretty crowded in there. Right next to them, and next to another cabbage here are some beets, and it is dense. A little more dense than I like, but we're going to go with it. Got some Chinese cabbage here that are starting to head up, and they're looking really nice. Beautiful color, beautiful color. No insect damage. Absolutely wonderful. I got 2 Scotch blue kale plants growing there. Some more spinach, some more butter crunch here. Looks like 3 heads in this one. Got some carrots, and these carrots are starting to get some size on them. They haven't popped above the surface of the heads yet, but they're going to get some size, so I should be able to start pulling a few of those at a time as I like. I got a cauliflower there, another cauliflower there. Oh yeah, that one's even starting to head up. I didn't notice that one. Not so much on this one. Some baby bok choy. I'm probably not going to grow that again. I moved my celery out here from the heated portion. We'll see how that goes. It hasn't been growing extremely fast, but as it grows, I'll take a stalk or 2 off as I need it. I got some more mature spinach that I should have already harvested, growing right there. These are the elongated little planters here. I've got some Gonzales little cabbages here. I'm trying some wrapping to see if it'll encourage a tighter head quicker, and I left 2 of the 5 growing naturally. See how they do. I've got one of the Chinese cabbages that I wrapped up as well. We'll see what that does compared to the others. And those are growing well. Over here, I've already talked about this. This is Koraki. That's what I called it. I'll take underneath here, and you can see the little bulbs is elongated. It's not fattening up really, maybe a little bit fatter, but there's definitely no broccoli head. Same with this one, and the same with this one over here. But on the back side are my broccoli, and those heads are getting bigger. I'd say they're 4 to 5 inches across right now. They're getting looser, which is an indication it's about to go to flower, even though there's some smaller stuff in there. But once these little bulbets start to elongate, that means that it's about to flower. Got another one here, and then another one over here, and those are starting to elongate. So this one needs to be taken. After I take the heads, I'm going to keep the plant in the pot and continue to take the side shoots. So this one is a fawn. Oh, here's another little broccoli. I just noticed it's starting to come on. It looks like a cabbage is next to that. I thought they were all broccoli. Oh well. Another beet there in between the carrot and the broccoli. Some potatoes. Red. I've got 2 red and 1 white. I'm just going to give those another shot in these smaller pots. And now the heated portion of the greenhouse. I've got corn in various stages. I got one of the later ones here. I've got some beans in another state here. A little longer beans there that are starting to set and flower, and off the edge back there are some more beans that are even a little further along, with some corn that's starting to grow. I've got my little trough here that I put my little seedlings in of various states. I've got herbs growing right now and some asparagus, and I'm going to transplant those into pots later. I've got some thornless blackberry. Those are Navajo. Yeah, I think it's Navajo. Here and here. I accidentally chopped them off when I was cleaning out the garden, so I just brought them in, stuck them in some soil, and see what they do, and they're sprouting, so that's good. These are my peppers, eggplant, and tomato transplants that are in the little red cups here, and they need to be potted up before too much longer. I've got corn growing in this one, and they've got 2 little corns per stalk here, and they have got the silk sticking out. I've got some heads up here that are dropping pollen, and they look like they're filling out pretty good. We'll know as soon as these go dark. That means that they were all pollinated, but for now that's looking good. I got some tomatoes here and over there that I'll talk about in a separate video, so I'm going to continue on, try to keep this from being too long a greenhouse update. This is one of my squash that I'm attempting to grow here. It's a breeding of mine. I'll talk about that at a later date. I think when you trim the squash, it causes it to go into protective mode and try to propagate itself, try to create seed through the baby squash. There are over 15 baby squash from right here up to here. Now I know that if one was pollinated, and I'm not quite sure if that one was pollinated or not, that the production would slow on the babies because it's putting all its energy into growing the bigger one. But that is quite unique. I noticed this last year, and I'm looking forward to testing these theories out a little further this year. Right now it's really humid in here, and I'm not getting any male squash flowers to pollinate these things with, which is really odd. But I am getting a ton of babies, a ton of baby females. Anyway, alright, peas in a pot. These things have grown incredibly well, and they've grown all the way past the top quite a bit. I bent them over, and now they're growing back up, and they're past it again. So here, if you can see the little bends here and here, I thought about trying to wrap them, but they intertangle so much with these little, can't think what they're called, but anyway, they grab and hold on to stuff. Tentacles is what I want to say, but that's not right. So that's the latest. I'll talk quickly about the beans. You remember I chopped off the beans if you've watched my other videos, and yes, they did come back. They didn't start producing as quickly as I'd like, but I'm hoping they'll be a really stout plant, and they've all come back. I've got some that are going to seed there, some I'm letting go to seed there, so I can say, here's one I chopped off, and here's another one I chopped off that seems to be doing really well. Let's see if I can dig in there. So, anyway, that is the latest on the greenhouse and this little heated portion. This is Brent, and I'll see you later.